Here are the test scores for the guy you filled out the form for. He scored a B minus. This guy is a risky bet. Welcome to the Strong Brew, where you get answers to questions you're not supposed to ask. These are some things you may want to know about the man in your life. If you do really well in your career, will he become insecure? Will he try and use money to control you? Will he share housework or just make you do it all? In fights, when he gets angry, does he get aggressive? During intimacy, does he understand that no means no? Is he jealous, suspicious, or possessive? Will his attitude towards you change after having kids? Will he treat your parents with respect? What if you have conflicts with his parents? We tell you what you need to hear, not what you want to hear. These are things nobody else will tell you. Things that are important for your future. This is a safe space for truth. No judgment, no platitudes, no login, no payment either. Our questions are from real life, but our answers come from science. Now, I built this thing, me and my husband, and honestly, we built it and we live it. We are both Stanford grads, we both have worked at Google, and we've been happily together since 1998. Along the way, we've added a son, now 13, and 4 dogs. We are genuine folks. If you're a woman trying to understand any man in your life, here is how it works. Go to www.thestrongbrew.life. Click on the Understand a Guy button there. Answer 10 questions about him. Watch a video tailored to your guy. That's all there is to it. It is completely anonymous, no login, no payment, no games, no manipulation. This analysis is obtained by combining solid trait psychology with cutting edge AI ML. We represent each person's personality with what is known as a feature vector. This has 10 elements, so our data is effectively 10-dimensional data. In case you're wondering how we can infer so much from just 10 questions, well, 10-dimensional data is very complex. There is a lot you can learn from that level of detail.
Okay, I think that does it for the preamble. Now let's plunge in. Let's start with this guy in his career. Will he go far or just talk big?
He's the kind of person who backs up his words with action. You won't see him just boast or make empty promises. Because he's disciplined and works hard, he's likely to get steady promotions and earn respect from his seniors. He's reliable but not likely to become a superstar without learning to control his anger and communicate more gently.
Can he bounce back from failure?
When things go wrong at work, he tends to react strongly and may get angry or frustrated easily, sometimes even lashing out or blaming others. He doesn't break down and quit, but his first reaction is often an outburst rather than calmly thinking things through. He isn't someone who will sulk for weeks or give up, but you might hear about his bad day in a loud way.
What do people at work think of him? Do they like him?
People at work respect how hard he works and how serious he is about doing things the right way. But he isn't the easiest person to get along with. Because he speaks his mind and gets angry quickly, it's common for him to have arguments or disagreements with others, especially if he feels someone isn't pulling their weight. Respect is there, but warmth and friendship are harder for him.
If you do really well in your career, will he become insecure?
If you do really well in your career, he will be both proud and a little restless. Deep down, he wants to see you happy and successful, and he'll show his excitement with loud, genuine praise. Just remember, his pride in you is real, even if he shows it in a loud or awkward way.
What if you start earning more than him?
If you earn more than him, he may feel uncomfortable and even a bit resentful at times. He's proud and likes to feel responsible, so your higher earnings might bruise his ego, making him more irritable or distant for a while. He might not say it directly, but you'll notice through his words or mood changes.
Next, let's talk about how he is with money. Does he overspend? Is he reckless with money?
He's careful with money and likes things to be organized, so you won't see him spending without thinking. He plans ahead, sticks to a budget, and doesn't get tempted by flashy things or risky offers. If he feels stressed, he doesn't use shopping as an escape.
Does he show off and pretend to be richer than he is?
He lives within his means and doesn't pretend to be richer than he is. Flashy show offs or trying to impress others with money isn't his style at all. Friends and family know him as practical and grounded.
Is he too generous, too stingy, or just right?
He is warm hearted and truly cares for people close to him, so he will help and give when someone really needs it. But he's not the type to spend freely just for show or to impress others. His kindness is real, though he likes to keep things practical and sensible.
Will he use money to try and control you?
He prefers things to be clear and straightforward, so he's usually open about money matters. If you ask about expenses or savings, he'll tell you honestly and expects the same from you. It's more about wanting to keep things organized and under control.
Let's see how this guy is with sharing housework. Will he share housework or just make you do it?
He thinks housework should be done properly, but he's likely to expect clear roles and routines at home. If he grew up in a traditional setting, he might lean towards thinking certain jobs are yours and others are his. He won't leave everything on your shoulders if you stand your ground, but you might need to remind him that a happy home is built on teamwork, not old rules.
Will he help you or just boss you around and tell you what to do?
He's more likely to supervise and give instructions than just jump in and do the messy jobs without being asked. He wants things done right and might point out how to do things rather than quietly pitching in himself. Just be ready. His help may come with some advice and a bit of bossiness.
Now let's see about how this guy is during fights. In fights, does he try to understand your views or just win the fight?
He tends to argue strongly when challenged, mostly wanting to prove his point and show he's right. At first, you might feel he's not listening and just pushing back, especially if the topic is something important to him. He isn't quick to say, I understand, but with time and honest talks, he will make an effort.
Does he become aggressive when angry?
When he's angry, he may not always stay respectful. He's quick to react and can say hurtful things or act in a way that feels aggressive, like raising his voice, slamming things, or making cutting remarks. Once he calms down, he might feel bad about what he said, but the damage is often already done.
Does he have a bad temper?
Yes, this is the kind of man who gets angry very quickly. His temper is strong and can show up over small issues or disagreements. This isn't something to brush aside or hope will change overnight.
Will he say sorry and accept his mistakes?
Saying sorry and truly taking responsibility is hard for him, especially right after an argument. He's quick to defend himself and may even blame you or others for what went wrong just to protect his pride. If having open, honest talks and apologies is important to you, you might find this difficult.
Next, let's talk about intimacy and physical chemistry. During intimacy, does he respect your boundaries? Does he get that no means no?
He may not always understand the meaning of boundaries right away, especially if he feels strongly or is caught up in his own feelings. When you say no, you might get some pushback, arguments, or even frustration from him because he tends to believe his way is best. Don't let his strong reactions make you feel small. Your no matters and should always be respected.
If you are not in the mood for intimacy, will he react badly?
Yes, he's likely to take it personally if you're not in the mood for intimacy. Instead of just accepting your feelings, he may feel hurt or rejected and could react with irritability or sulking. You may need to reassure him that it's not about him and that your needs matter too.
Can you trust him not to shame you or share your private moments, maybe love letters, photos, or videos, even after a breakup or a bad fight?
Most of the time, he understands that private moments should stay private and tries to protect your trust. But when he's angry or feeling hurt, he might let sharp words slip out or use something from your private life to make a point in an argument. You deserve someone who values your trust, no matter how upset he gets.
Is he loyal or is he likely to want to have affairs?
He's generally loyal and prefers stability in his relationships, so he isn't someone who gets easily distracted by other women. His focus is usually on his partner and making sure things are steady at home. If you show him love and keep honest conversations going, you shouldn't have to worry about him straying.
Will he be jealous, suspicious, and try to control you?
He can be quite possessive, especially if he feels unsure or threatened about your attention to others. You may notice him asking lots of questions, wanting to know where you are, or even trying to influence who you spend time with. Sometimes he'll get jealous easily, act controlling, or accuse you without strong reasons.
This guy says he is protective in a good way. Is he actually just being possessive?
Yes, in his case, being protective often crosses into being controlling. While he may say he's just looking out for you, his actions can feel more like keeping you in check, setting rules, questioning your choices, or getting upset if you don't do things his way. Don't brush this aside or mistake it for love.
Now, onto the topic of kids and how this guy will be as a father. If you guys have kids, will he make you do most of the work?
He believes in keeping things structured and done the right way, but he's likely to see parenting roles in a very traditional way. This means he might expect you to handle most of the day to day care while he focuses on bigger decisions or providing for the family. Don't hesitate to make it clear that parenting should be a team job.
Kids are very messy. Will he lose his temper with them?
When the kids mess up or get upset, he's quick to lose his temper and may react loudly or harshly. Instead of staying calm and helping them work through mistakes, he's more likely to scold first and ask questions later. His anger can make the children feel scared or nervous, even if he calms down afterward.
If you guys have kids, will he still support your career?
He will respect your role as a mother and appreciate the care you give to the family, but may sometimes forget that you are your own person with dreams and needs outside the home. He's most comfortable when routines are followed and everything runs smoothly. So he might expect you to put family responsibilities first. If you want time or space for your own goals, hobbies, or career, you may need to remind him and stand your ground.
Will this man say one thing early on, maybe while dating, and then later, after kids and marriage, change his tune and try to make you give up your career?
Yes, you might find yourself worrying about this with him. He may encourage your career now, but once you have a child, his focus could shift strongly to home and family. Don't wait and hope he'll always understand. Set your boundaries early.
Next, let's see how this guy treats your parents. Will he be respectful with your parents?
He's not very skilled at showing warmth openly, so he may act polite around your parents, but won't easily build close, friendly bonds. His manners might be basic, sometimes blunt, and he may not go out of his way to make them feel extra welcome or comfortable. He isn't rude for no reason, but he can be straightforward and inflexible. He's more likely to expect your family to adjust to his ways rather than making changes himself.
What if your family creates stress or interferes a bit in your lives?
If your family creates stress or interferes, he is likely to react strongly and make things more tense. He doesn't handle outside pressure quietly and might lose his temper or say things that upset everyone. He means well, but his way of dealing with stress is direct, not gentle.
Then let's analyze the role this guy's family will play in your life. Is this man modern with you, but a completely different person when other people, say his parents or bosses, are around?
Yes, this is the kind of man who may appear modern and supportive with you in private, but will expect you to act like a traditional supportive wife in front of his relatives. He wants to keep family routines and social appearances just right, so he might encourage or even pressure you to dress, behave, and interact according to his family's expectations. This can make you feel like you have to switch roles or hide your real self, especially during family gatherings.
If there is tension between you and his parents, will he support you?
If there's tension between you and his family, he's more likely to stay out of it or quietly side with them rather than openly standing up for you. He prefers to keep family peace the way he knows it, which often means expecting you to adjust instead of challenging his relatives. You might feel alone in tough situations, having to defend yourself or make the first move to ease the tension.
Say you have a conflict with his mother. What will this guy do?
He does tend to lean towards being a mummy's boy, valuing his mother's opinions and habits very strongly. In a conflict between you and his mother, he will most likely choose her side either openly or by staying silent instead of backing you up. If you want respect and partnership in your relationship, don't ignore this pattern.
Will he share all the private details of your relationship with his mother or sister?
Yes, he is likely to share many details of your fights or private moments with his mother or sister, especially when he's feeling upset or confused. He turns to them for advice, comfort, or validation, which can make you feel exposed and even betrayed. Remember, a strong relationship needs space for the two of you, not everyone else's input.
Now let's zoom out and put it all together.
Based on all we know about him, this guy is a B minus. This guy is a risky bet from a relationship perspective. Being with this man day in and day out is a mix of security and stress. You'll always know he is hardworking, organized, and serious about building a stable home.